that the Netherlands 11, they felt they were a little bit light on. Oh, there are all the gang from a place that I think I'll be seeing a bit later on, Maggie Malines in Cohen. But in the on-field portion of the second innings, it was England. You just knew you had to get through their openers, didn't you? But it was a fiery spell of bowling from Kingma, including that slip catch from Gourlay. He couldn't believe it, and suddenly it was game on.
When Kingma takes 3 for 14 and they're 19 for 3, their innings ends up taking a similar pattern to how the Netherlands 11 innings had looked earlier on. A very slow start and then having to rebuild from there. Great credit to Mella. Able to see the funny side, but ultimately it's the Netherlands who were left frustrated. England who saw it over the line. Zaman Akhtar went for 2-ball duck on his ECC debut, as bringing back Floyd for his second over worked. But then this was the moment the game turned decisively in England's favour. Sharice Ahmed, the 18-year-old, comes on for the penultimate over. Sam Pearce hits back-to-back sixes, and just look at what it means to him and the England 11 dugout. They knew that they were in a really good game, much like that contest in the Group C final last week against Italy. They're made to really work for their victory.
Man of the match, Rich Edwards. Don't forget about his contribution, conceding only one of his 2 overs at the front end of that match. This is what's coming up next. Is the host country Spain against Austria. Well, Spain have gone from bad to worse to whatever's below that, and there'll be another level below that if they don't perform in the next one against an Austrian team, which are boosted by the confidence of a win against the Netherlands 11 earlier in the day. So the Netherlands 11 taking 0 points out of their day. It won't be a fun bus trip back to the hotel, I'm sure, but there's plenty more cricket to come this week in the ECC. The next match will start in approximately 10 minutes right here on ECN. Let's have a look at the scorecard, and it was Pearce, the hero in the end. 28 not out of 10. Look, you take that out, they were in some serious trouble in this chase, but he finished it with style. And Mella also with 27. But as we look at the bowlers, Netherlands 11, they certainly gave it a good crack.
3 wickets each for Kingma and Floyd. It was just Sharice Ahmed who ended up being a touch expensive. Sebastian Bratt was ready to come back and bowl the last you would have expected. It was never needed. So that victory for the England 11 puts them, you would say, well placed with Belgium to finish in the top 3. Dents the Netherlands 11's chances, back-to-back defeats for them. The Netherlands 11 will face Belgium tomorrow. Coming up next though, as mentioned, Belgium versus Spain. Spain desperately need a victory to avoid finishing in the bottom 2. Remember, if you finish 5th or 6th, and you've got a very difficult task ahead of you on Super Thursday and then Finals Day Friday, needing to win 5 games in a row to come through and win the tournament. That's how the group looks so far. England 11 on top. The Netherlands still 3rd, but they are the only team so far to play 4 of their games. The top 3 go straight through to Finals Day. The bottom 3 scrapping out for that one spot to join that top 3 in Finals Day Friday. We'll see you back for the next match in just around 5 to 10 minutes or so's time. For now, thank you very much for your company from what has been the first